Good evening and welcome to the San Bruno City Council meeting of March 24th, 2015. I'd like to thank the Garden Club for the nice bouquet of flowers they always provide for our meetings. Roll call, please.
Councilmember O'Connell. Here. Vice Mayor Salazar.
Here.
Mayor Ruane.
Here.
Councilmember Medina.
Here.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Here.
Chief Ed Barberini, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, we have a couple of announcements this evening. The annual pancake breakfast and Easter egg hunt will be held this Saturday, March 28th, 9 to 11 a.m. at San Bruno City Park. The Easter egg hunt will begin promptly at 11 a.m. And we welcome the Sister City Student Exchange delegation from Narita, Japan that arrived this morning and will be here until Saturday. I believe there's 8 students and 4 adults with a translator. So we're going to have some activities starting tomorrow and Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the partnership that we have had and the Narita Sister City has had with Parkside School and the school district and their participation over these many years. It's a wonderful program. The kids enjoy it. I've been to Narita myself, and it's a lot of fun. So it's great, and we want to continue it going forward.
To the chair.
Yes, Ken?
Mr. Mayor, if I could, on the Easter egg hunt, the pancake breakfast, which is hosted by the San Bruno Lions Club, I would recommend it's from 9 to 11. And for the last couple of years, the weather's been good, and we've been experiencing numbers in 500 to 600 attendees. So let's not wait till the last minute. If you want to wait, hopefully we'll take care of everyone without waiting too long. Also wanted to ask Lions Clubs International throughout California is sponsoring Eyeglass Collection Day on March 28th, this Saturday. So we'll have boxes, so if you can go through some of your things and bring some of your used eyeglasses, we'll have boxes and dispensers there for you to drop those off, and we thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Anything else? All right. Item number 4, we have a presentation this evening, a very special presentation. We're going to present a proclamation to Liza Celia, Glenn Filateo, and Stephanie Mullen for their fast thinking and heroic action at the Veteran Memorial Gymnasium on Tuesday, February 17, 2015. And I would like to read this. There's 3 of them, but they're all the same. So, recognizing Liza Celia, Glenn Filateo, and Stephanie Mullen for their fast thinking and heroic action at the Veteran Memorial Gymnasium. Whereas congratulations and commendations are in order to Good Samaritans Liza Celia, Glenn Filateo, and Stephanie Mullen for their heroic actions on Tuesday, February 17, 2015. And whereas a catastrophe was avoided because of the skillful and quick response demonstrated by Liza Celia, Glenn Filateo, and Stephanie Mullen. And whereas upon witnessing the 5th grade basketball team coach collapse while coaching a basketball practice, Stephanie Mullen immediately called 911. And whereas upon witnessing the coach collapse, parents Liza Celia and Glenn Filateo discovered he had no pulse and was not breathing and quickly administered cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. And whereas the American Heart Association stresses the 5 links of the chain of survival, immediate recognition of cardiac arrest, and activation of 911, early CPR, rapid defibrillation, effective advanced life support, and integrated post-cardiac arrest care. And whereas their actions in averting what could have been a tragic loss to family, friends, and the community also resulted in no injuries sustained by the coach and is deserving of special recognition. Now, therefore, I, Jim Ruane, the mayor of the city of San Bruno, do hereby recognize Liza Celia, Glenn Filateo, and Stephanie Mullen for their acts of heroism, and on behalf of our community, express our sincere appreciation and commend them on their quick thinking. So if you could come to the podium.
And this
Dante Ravella, who's was the patient that night. He wanted to be here tonight.
Well,
Thank them in person.
We're really glad you could join us.
Absolutely. So am I.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir. I'm going to leave this here for Stephanie, if she's here. Carol, could you talk to us for a minute? That's great. Tell us a little about CPR and how you guys responded, please.
Well, first off, we're very honored and gratitude to receive this award or recognition, and to the city to help us, allow us to recognize this. And
Right into the mic.
We noticed that they put the AED in the gym now, which is very good. Definitely need that there.
well, at that time, we thought Dante was kind of joking around. I saw him when he fell to the floor, and I thought he just tripped. And then I heard commotions a few seconds later, and that's when Liza and I guess trying to assess what's going on, and then that's when we found out that he's having a heart attack. And during that time, so we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, whether it's time to perform CPR, and I think a few seconds, and that's where we recognize that he needs one. Also, I was doing the compression, and Liza doing the rescue breaths. And in fact, I think we kind of argued a little bit who's going to do what, right? So we were joking. We were actually
Didn't argue too long,
arguing
right?
for
No, we
a few
didn't.
seconds.
Yes.
That was a joke. But yeah, I think anyone could have done what Liza and I had done. We were just helping a friend, and it just happened to be there. And like I said, I think anyone could have done what Liza and I had done.
Thank you for your quick action. Please.
If I may just add, I really just want to thank Dave Cresta for putting this together, and of course for your recognition. I think this is a perfect forum that I've been waiting for to thank my new family, Len and Liza. And truly, if it wasn't for their quick thinking and quick action, things could have turned for the other way. So I'm very thankful and feel blessed for that. So.
So one more question, Glenn and Liza. Where did you receive your CPR training, and how did you know what to do?
I work for a cardiologist.
Right to the mic. Right to the mic.
I work for a cardiologist, so I have to do it every year.
Good, okay.
I had my certification done last year to my work, Legacy Partners. I work in real estate accounting, but I also volunteered as a floor warden in our building.
Great, thank you. And so a nice segue, Dave Cresta is going to talk to us more about
Thank you.
what we can all do.
Honorable Mayor and City Council members, what an honor it is to be presenting with these people. Mr. Mayor, when you spoke about the chain of survival, there's no better evidence than what you see right here. Putting all those pieces together is what gives someone that suffers cardiac arrest the best chance of outcome, a very healthy outcome that you see. And so the work that Liza, Glenn, and Stephanie did along with Engine 51, which was Captain Bill Forrester, firefighter paramedic Tyler Charles, and firefighter Brian Huot, and as well as the staff at Peninsula Hospital, all did to complete that chain of survival for this extremely positive outcome. So I just want to announce that the San Bruno Fire Department will be conducting a CPR class on April 18th at the Rec Center in San Bruno. The department plans to offer classes quarterly, and this first class will be free. San Bruno citizens can sign up by visiting the fire department's page on the website or calling our CPR program hotline, which is 616-7015. And I understand we have the first 2 people committed are Dante's wife and son. So they're already signed up for the class. So please, we look forward to seeing residents at that CPR class. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
April 18th.
Through the chair.
Rico?
I just wanted to say, I'm glad everything worked out, and Dante, thank you for being here. And I know through all that's happened, I know at Hennessy Hall there will be a machine that is being purchased by 4 of the groups, the Women's Guild, the Men's Club, the In-Betweeners, and I think the school will be purchasing that because I think we never know.
St. Robert's. Right.
And St. Robert's is going forward with that with the groups. I also know for the city, maybe possibly in this year's budget for 15-16, that we may be looking to make sure all our facilities are equipped as well. So I think that's something that will be coming back, and that's thanks to all of this. So great things happened, and greater things are still happening. So thanks.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Review of the agenda. Any changes? Okay. Approval of the minutes of the special city council meeting of March 10, 2015, and the regular council meeting of March 10, 2015. Any errors, corrections, or omissions? Seeing none, they'll be approved as submitted. A consent calendar. All items are considered routine or implemented earlier council action and may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless requested by a council member or staff. Anything on the consent calendar or action?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the consent calendar on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Item number 8, public hearings. There are no public hearings this evening. Item number 9, public comment on items not on this agenda. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and/or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Anything under public comment?
They've got homework. You can go. They've got homework.
Great. Thank you very much.
They were all given the eye.
Right. All right, seeing nothing under public comment, we'll go right into conduct of business. We have 3 items this evening. The first item is item A, adopt a resolution increasing the construction budget for the pressure regulating stations on San Francisco Public Utilities Commission Service Connections Project by $55,000 and appropriating $55,000 from the Water Capital Fund for installation of SCADA units.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. Jimmy Tan, City Engineer. I'll be presenting all 3 of the topics today. The first topic, back in May of last year, the City Council awarded the construction contract to Casey Construction for the pressure regulating stations on this SFPUC service connections project. The project consists of installing 2 San Bruno pressure regulating stations, one at the vicinity of the intersection of Sneath Lane and Cherry Avenue, and the other at Bay Hill Drive near the rear of the Bay Hill Shopping Center. Both of these regulated stations were designed to reduce the high pressure at the SFPUC connections and from 160 psi to a normal operating water distribution system pressure of 80 to 100 psi. High pressure in the water system causes stress in the distribution system because old pipelines and valves are not designed to convey high pressure and will ultimately leak over time. These regulating stations reduce the stress placed on the water system and increase the system reliability and longevity of the equipment and provide residents with consistent water pressures. Although these stations are connected to SFPUC's connection, they are the ownership of the cities. So the purpose of tonight's action is to request an increase in the construction budget to install supervisory control and data acquisition, otherwise known as SCADA, at both regulating stations. The SCADA system is an integral component in the water and wastewater facilities, and to allow the staff, with real-time information and accurate data to assess the facilities, throughout the year. The city has been using SCADA for the past 10 years, and where we can remotely monitor and control the facilities. So since the implementation of the SCADA, the city's operations staff is capable of monitoring and controlling like water tank levels, pump stations, water demands in the distribution systems, and even chlorine levels in the water quality for water quality purposes. If any of these, system fails, SCADA will send an alarm back to the operator so that they can immediately attend to the needs of the facilities. So there's just, the component that we're planning to, it's a sample of the component that we're planning to install at these two pressure regulating sites. These are boxes that has the brain of the, for the SCADA. Then, it gets transmitted back to the control unit back in the operating yards, the corp yard. Here's an example of the interface, what the SCADA looks like at the computers, and even on the handheld devices that we have the capability of looking at these as well. You can see that there's tank levels are shown, even the pumps, whether it's operating or not, are indicated on the SCADA interface. For the pressure regulator, we'll build something similar to this, where the connection from SFPUC will be indicated on a screen as such. In this case, it's 100 psi, but in our case, it's about 160 psi, and will be reduced with the regulator back down to the normal operating pressure. So this will allow the implementation of the SCADA units will allow the staff to maintain or to view and monitor the pressure to determine whether it still meets the set points. There was an oversight during the design, and that SCADA component was not included, as staff is currently recommending the installation of these units. The proposal is to issue a change order to KC Construction, who's a contractor for this project, and procure these SCADA units and install them. Staff has already worked with PG&E to make sure that there's electrical services on site, and there are. Staff also negotiated a quote that we received from KC Construction to install these SCADA units. The cost for the both units are about $40,000, but the total cost of the change orders is $65,000, which includes the conduits, electrical work, and the concrete slabs that these boxes will be set upon. This additional cost was presented to the utility subcommittee meeting back in March. Staff is currently requesting appropriation of $55,000 from the Water Capital Fund to cover the cost of these SCADA units. The original construction contract with KC was for $576,000, and with the contingency of $86,000. There has been one change order that was issued to KC Construction for $65,000. So we have about $21,000 remaining in the budget. So staff will use some of these remaining funds to supplement the cost of these SCADA units. Therefore, staff is recommending to adopt a resolution increasing the construction budget of the pressure regulating stations on the SFPUC service connection project by $55,000 and appropriating that from the Water Capital Fund for the installation of these SCADA units.
Any questions of staff at this time? Or action by the council?
I'll adopt the resolution.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye. Item 10B is adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a memorandum of agreement with the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission for the Peninsula Pipeline Seismic Upgrade Project.
This project is the City and County of San Francisco developed a water system improvements program to repair and replace their infrastructure to withstand seismic events and to meet future water demand needs. One of the projects within the program is the Peninsula Pipeline Seismic Upgrade Project, which includes the repair and replacement of portions of the pipeline within their right-of-way at 5 different locations, in the cities of Colma, South San Francisco, San Bruno, and Millbrae. 2 of these 5 projects are located in San Bruno. They are identified as the South San Bruno side and the North San Bruno side. So the North San Bruno side is located at the interchange where I-280 and San Bruno Avenue is located. This project is currently it's completed. The contractor is scheduled to demobilize by the end of April. The South San Bruno site consists of open trench excavation to replace approximately 2,200 feet of large diameter pipelines, 66-inch and 54-inch pipelines, from or near the Peninsula High School to Shelter Creek condominiums, crossing Whitman Way. So here's a map of the North San Bruno site that's indicated in the red, the highlighted boundary. This work is completed, and the area of interest for the MOA is within the south side in San Bruno near Whitman Way. So currently at this location, there's a conflict with the city's water line. It's a little bit hard to see on this map, but it's the city. The SFPUC's project has a conflict with the city's existing water system. The city, San Francisco has already contracted Ranger Pipelines to perform the construction work, and they're planning to relocate the city's water line, which is indicated in blue, as you can see here, and perform all the connections that are indicated in circles at 4 different locations. So the memorandum MOA covers the San Francisco's obligation for the relocation of the water lines and to perform the connections work. This work is scheduled for the week of April 6th, and all of this work is being paid by San Francisco. So there will be no money that's being allocated for this work by the city. Staff there will be some water shutdown that's required as part of the connection work. So staff will be providing notices to residents that are affected by the shutdown. The work for this area will be performed during the day, and the majority of the construction activities will be concentrated within the easements of San Francisco's right-of-way. And residents traveling through Whitman Way near the construction work will experience some minor delays because of traffic control measures that will be in place during that time. The EIR was prepared by San Francisco for this project, in compliance with the CEQA work, and the city is being requested to adopt the CEQA findings in the resolution as a responsible agency as well. So, as I mentioned, there's very little fiscal impact other than some minimal staff time for inspection work for this project, and since San Francisco has agreed to pay for all the costs associated with the relocation and connection work. So therefore, staff is recommending to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an MOA with SFPUC and adopting the CEQA findings for this Peninsula Pipeline seismic upgrade project.
Okay. Irene, you have a few questions?
I do. Thank you, Jimmy. You say it's going to start the week of April 6th?
Correct.
Do you have an estimate, or do they have an estimate of how long it's going to last?
The majority of the pipeline has been constructed already, and the connection works for these 4 connections will begin starting April 6th and end on that the April 8th.
Oh, so just two days,
Correct.
maybe 3?
Maybe 3 days, yes.
Okay. And then when you say you're going to notify the public, how many people is that in an estimate? Do you know exactly who that is?
Yes, we do. So we've already had internal meeting to discuss the water shutdown, and then which residents will be impacted. So we know exactly the areas to notify the residents.
Okay. And do you have a standard time that you're going to tell them? I mean, do you just tell them the day before, or do you tell them a week before to let them know so they can make plans? Because that's Easter week, I believe.
Correct. The longer that we give them, the better. Right now, we're waiting for San Francisco to come back with a firm schedule on the shutdown on the 27th. So once we have that schedule, we'll notify the residents right away.
Okay. And is there a phone number that they can that you'll be able to give them so they can call if there's any problems?
Correct. On the
Okay.
shutdown notice, we'll have our city's phone number on there.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Anything else, Ken?
So it appears that there'll be work through the roadway also, right? Or will they excavate, so they'll be excavating the road and blocking off part of the road? Okay.
Correct.
And do we have specs as far as how to restore the paving of the road there?
Correct. The paving work will be restored per city's standard specifications.
Whitman and San Bruno Avenue, I believe.
There's no work in San Bruno Avenue. It's just the Whitman Way.
Oh, so it's it's going under San Bruno Avenue? I mean, I'm looking at the map, and it looks like it's coming through and then going underneath San Bruno, or through San Bruno Avenue.
The north side, for San Bruno, it didn't go under San Bruno Avenue. It was just within the shaded, the red area.
Oh, okay.
That's in the dirt path, dirt area.
What I also want to mention is that I've noticed, the fencing and the mobilization, the prepping, actually last month, for a while. And I was hoping that maybe we could get some notification of certain projects that are starting up. Yeah, we do see certain ones that come through here, but then this one, we're not being notified as far as until now. So if we can get, some notification of maybe not a full report, but maybe just an idea of what's going on,
We'd be happy to check in with the PUC and see if maybe they could just give us an update presentation on the overall system improvement program. What's in front of you tonight is really a very small piece that is necessary to sustain the PUC system, the water coming into our system. But we can either.
Yeah. I'm not just talking about this project, but I mean, I noticed.
You're concerned about big projects.
I'm talking about other projects. I mean, there was excavation and work on Genevan today, I believe. Was it Genevan or was it Crystal Springs? I mean, I went around, Flagman the last week. So I mean, there's stuff going on, and then also on San Mateo Avenue also.
Yeah, so there's a variety of projects
Yeah.
that are being probably undertaken by the city or
Yeah.
that are otherwise permitted by the
And that's like I'm saying, I don't need a full, I'm speaking for myself, but if you wanted to give the council just maybe every other month some idea of what projects are ongoing, that would be great. I'd appreciate it.
And just let you know that as the pace of the city's work to rebuild water and wastewater systems continues to, not only continues but picks up, we've been talking about how to make sure that both the city council and the community generally, not only impacted residents in particular locations know, but that we give an opportunity for the entire community to understand what's going on where and why.
And finally, I noticed, I guess the Pacific Heights or College Drive pump station is complete, and I guess there was just some final landscaping and work by utility companies, but be happy to hear if that's, if there's anything that needs to be known about that and everything's working fine.
Councilmember Wright, yes, Pump Station 4 is in the process of being completed. The final testing is coming to a completion, and we are planning a dedication ceremony with a plaque to be installed and have the mayor and the council members be present for the grand opening, because that pump station is the best state-of-the-art pump station we have ever built in San Bruno. So we would appreciate the opportunity to have a ceremony and celebration.
Great, thank you.
Great, thank you. Any other
Through the
questions?
Oh, I do. I have one more. Thank you. Jimmy, on the, let me see if I get this right, on the southeast side where San Francisco PUC has fenced off the landscaping that's at that corner? Yes, right there.
Right here?
So yes, it has fenced off.
Correct.
Is that their land, or is that Caltrain's land, or Caltrans land, or who owns that? Because we were talking about re-landscaping it, maybe making it a xeriscaping, or doing something, or having San Francisco do something and make it a showpiece.
From my knowledge, it's their easement, and but I'll confirm how far their easement extends, towards the off-ramp over here, and so I can confirm that as well. But if it could be a combination between Caltrans and San Francisco in that area.
Okay, because I think if you approach them, or I don't know how successful it might be, but with all the talk of drought and not watering your lawns when, not having lawns, in fact, that might be something that they could put a sign up and say, this is what you should do. So, it's just a thought. Thank you.
And while we're on that particular location, I noticed they've used a lot of gravel in and around there, and a lot of it's on the street, so it's getting kicked up. So you might just talk to them about cleaning it up a little bit and putting it inside the barrier. So, okay, any other questions or action by the council?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye. Item 10C, adopt a resolution approving the installation of red curb striping for the pressure regulating station on Bay Hill Drive.
The installation of these red curbs is related to the previous presentation I had done earlier. The pressure regulating stations on Bay Hill Drive was installed adjacent to the sidewalk near the southeast corner of the Bay Hill Drive, the cul-de-sac there at the end of the cul-de-sac. So for maintenance and operation purposes, the staff needs a continuous access to the facilities. So the recommendation is to install a 10-foot long curb to allow space for access. And the staff presented this proposal to the Traffic Safety and Parking Committee, TSP, for consideration in the November meeting, and it was approved. So the proposal, the location is of the red curb is between the two driveways that are approximately 130 feet apart there. And currently, the parking stalls or spaces are marked at the site, and staff assumed a length of about 20 feet for a single space of car, and to assess whether there will be any parking loss in this area. So with 130 feet apart, staff doesn't anticipate, a loss of parking space, which is just taking the 10 feet, because we can still park about 6 spaces, within the area as well. So therefore, staff is, recommending to adopt this resolution approving the installation of the red curb striping for this pressure regulating station at Bay Hill Drive.
Okay. Any questions of staff?
Through the chair, Mr. Mayor, that is a very heavily parked area between YouTube and the employees and things. Is there a way that you're going to notify or signage on maybe on the pavement or on the box itself, the cover itself, that says do not block or do not cover? Because if it's covered and if it's true that you need access to it, and if someone is parked there, what are you going to do? I mean, how serious is it if someone is actually parked there and their wheels are on top of that panel? Is it like what you see on TV where they need to get to a fire hydrant and they, do something to the car because it's in the way? Or is it something that is going to be enforced, that you can truly enforce if need be?
If emergency access is required, I think we would definitely have to have the car towed, because the vaults are installed in the road where the hatch opens, upward, and so the regulator is inside the street, inside the vault. So that would be the solution during the emergency.
I would suggest that if it's done before, that you maybe stencil something, a warning on that cover itself saying, do not block. People park in red zones all the time.
Good recommendation.
Good. Anything else for staff or action by the council?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell. Aye. Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye. Item 11 is reports of commissions, boards, and committees. There aren't any this evening. Item 12, comments from council members.
Mr. Mayor?
Ken?
Yes. I happened to be at the park last night, and I have a tendency to walk my dog in that area, and it was after hours, and I know the signage at the park, in City Park, is that the park closes at 10 p.m., and for many years now, I've noticed late at night vehicles driving on the private road towards Beckner Shelter. So prior to, I don't know how much more I need to explain it, but they take the road that's before leaving the park, just past the city pool. And so there's a private road that goes west and dead ends at a parking lot or a turnaround at Beckner Shelter. I've lived in this area nearly 20 years now, and always see cars going there after hours. And I've actually made many reports through the years to police, and police do patrol when they can, and have caught and have stopped people that have been back there, plus the fact that there are after-hours activity at Beckner Shelter. So just last night, I noticed a car, and they do speed because it's night, and if they don't see headlights, they just drive really as fast as they can. But it's dangerous, and to me, the park is closed, and I'd like to propose that the park be closed, that street be closed after hours. I don't know if it's been proposed before. It would take a gate. It would possibly take someone to lock the gate at night. Probably wouldn't be a problem in the morning because staff is out there early in the morning, but it's my understanding that facilities are closed and locked at some point in the evening. So I'd like staff and possibly even the Park and Rec Commission to consider that. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I'm not aware of any previous request to close the road, but certainly you've raised the concern about activity back there, and we've taken other measures to protect Beckner Shelter from vandalism, but this might be a useful tool to look at.
Yeah, and the police, I'm on record as reporting things, and just as soon as maybe within the last 6 months, a car lost control, was a drunk driver, and I had to witness that, so.
All right, thank you. Any other comments from council members? All right, just want to wish everyone a very safe and happy Easter going forward. As we said earlier, our pancake breakfast is this Saturday morning. Closed session, item 13, we had our closed session just before this meeting, which was noticed. Adjournment tonight, I would like to adjourn this meeting in memory of a very good friend and a very good friend of San Bruno, Teresa Cook, who passed away recently. If you really want to see an interesting life story, you can look up her obituary, and I saw it at SF Gate, but it's probably in other papers also. Very, very interesting individual with a very interesting... Carol?
Teresa wrote the obituary.
Yeah, well, it was still very interesting.
It was very good.
Yeah. But more importantly for San Bruno, she was on our Park and Rec Commission for 16 years here. So I'd like to offer a moment of silence and have you join me in Teresa's memory. I thank you. And this meeting is adjourned to our next council meeting right here on April 14th.